Hey guys, Coach Adam talking to you again today with another Coach Adam's comment section. Today's comment came in from Christine F. and she says, do you recommend a certain form of cardio for women to bring their upper quads down if running long distance isn't an option? Or in general, what's your approach to bringing down your bikini girl's legs? Thank you in advance. Okay, so couple of interesting things to go into here on the bikini girl's legs. So nowadays, I will say very few girls are needing to bring their quads down. So first thing I would say is make sure that your legs are muscle that they're trying to bring down and not body fat you're trying to bring down. Because that's what's happening a lot right now, especially in the NPC level of wellness division. Not most, I want to say that, but a lot of the NPC wellness girls are really just out of shape bikini girls, right? You'll see it at every NPC show. You're seeing girls that show up who are, if they lost all their body fat, they would be bikini, but they're showing up with body fat in their legs and they're saying they're wellness. Like, oh, my legs are just too big for bikini. I'm like, no, your legs just have too much body fat in them for you to be bikini right now, right? So, but also too much body fat for you to be wellness right now. The wellness girls are shredded. So I think that there's a big disconnect with the NPC level of wellness and the IFBB level of wellness. There's a significant difference. So do first make sure if you're going to shrink your legs down in terms of muscle, and you're going to take this approach to losing muscle, make sure that it is muscle that you need to lose. Talk to a judge that's a high quality judge, a high caliber judge, someone like Sandy, Tyler, Tamer, Tarek, one of these top judges that are going to say, hey, your quads are too big, because it's not too frequent of a thing that's happening in today's bikini world any longer. It used to be quite a bit. Years ago, 5 years ago, I was getting told girls needed to bring their quads down quite a bit. I don't hear it too much anymore because they're allowing a lot more muscle at the upper level. So first, that's where I would say to start. Make sure that someone of significant credibility will be able to assess your physique and tell you, yes, you need to bring down your quads. I do physique assessments as well on the website. I do charge for them if you wanted to ever submit one. Probably easier if you just did a show and then talk to a judge right after the show, one of these higher caliber judges. Okay, now getting that out of the way, you're in the scenario. The judge says, yes, you need to bring your legs down. How do you bring your quads down? Well, here's the thing that I run into a lot with women that need to bring a body part down. I was actually in a conversation with a woman the other day who said that she needed to bring her arms down. And then she said to me, she goes, I barely train my arms, I only train them once a week now. And I'm like, well, because you were training them twice a week and now that you're training them once a week, doesn't mean they're going to come down. You're still training them once a week. Once a week is sufficient enough to even grow muscle. A long time ago, some bodybuilders still only train body parts once a week and they're growing, right? So why do you think if your arms are prone to growing that you training them once a week is now going to shrink them because you used to train them twice a week, right? That's not really how that works. It's going to be a lot easier to keep muscle than to build muscle. So you training them once a week with any intensity is going to probably keep those arms. So now that being said, what about the legs, right? Same thing. So people who are used to train their legs 3 times a week, they're like, oh, well, I still need my glutes, so I'm still going to do heavy squats, but I need to bring my legs down. I'm like, how do you plan on bringing your legs down if you're doing squats all the time? That is one of the key ways to build your legs. You're doing your squats just for your glutes now? That's not how that works. You barely use your glutes in a squat. You use your glutes a very small percentage of that movement. You're using your legs and everything about 80%. Your glutes are a very small portion of that movement. So that's another thing. So look at your exercise selection, look at your exercise volume and frequency. I know it sucks if your legs are actually too big. It does suck, but you're going to have to reduce your total training volume maybe to nothing on your legs, on your quads specifically. Maybe you're just doing hamstring isolation stuff and glute isolation stuff. I have a lot of bikini athletes at this point where I have them just maintaining their legs and doing just glute movements, right, to keep those tie-ins in. Maybe doing just a little bit of hamstrings to help with the tie-ins too. So completely eliminating compound movements and completely eliminating things like leg extensions. The problem is that people want to work out and they're like, well, I want to work out. I like working out. So I'm only doing compound movements twice a week now, and I used to do them 3 times a week. Well, I got some news for you. You training them twice a week versus 3 times a week, still going to probably keep your legs exactly where they're at. They might not grow anymore if you're not hitting them with a lot of intensity, but they're probably going to stay where they're at. It's not easy to lose muscle if you're eating proper nutrition, you're working out, you're not in a huge deficit, you're not doing a lot of cardio. So you're probably going to have to lower your total volume of exercise. And that goes with any body part, whether it's shoulders, arms, back. I mean, you run into all these scenarios in bikini where you do have to bring things down. I will say again, though, quads is not as common as it was. It's becoming a lot less common where judges are like, no, it's fine, to have some more meaty quads, in bikini. So that's where I really want to stress that in this one is that you have the right assessment. Someone looked at you when you were stage lean. You were actually on stage lean. You're not one of the NPC wellness girls who are out of shape at the wellness show. And say that your legs are too big. You're actually have too big a quad. So make sure that that's a thing. It's very important. I'm not trying to bash on anyone doing that. Just saying this happens a lot at the NPC show. So make sure that that's a thing for you. Now, the other thing is, one thing you said you don't want to run your quads. You can't do any cardio like running. Running is probably one of the better ways of bringing your legs down. Now, I think any calorie deficit, any decreasing of volume in your frequency of training, and any endurance-based cardio will bring down the muscle. There's no real proof that running a specific way will target bringing that muscle down. I think any large caloric deficit and lack of training and endurance-based cardio will bring all muscles down. So will running be the absolute best? Based on looking at athletes, based on doing this myself for so many years and just the anecdotal evidence that I have, I would say probably the best method would be running. That's what I use if I'm trying to bring someone's legs down, that long endurance-based cardio. And that brings up another point too, is that if you're someone who has small quads and you're trying to get ready for a show, you probably don't want to be doing endurance-based cardio. Maybe if someone who has small quads might want to be doing things like more HIIT-based cardio. So, and that's something I'll look at with the athlete as well. It's going to be very case by case for the athlete, based on how their legs are. If their legs are really, really dense, I probably won't be doing exercises to make them more dense, HIIT cardios and different heavy lifting exercises to make them more dense. If they're too muscular, I'm going to reduce volume and increase their endurance-based cardio. If they don't have enough muscle on their legs, I'm going to do maybe more HIIT-based cardio if I can get away with it. It's not always going to be so easy for people to do the HIIT cardio though. So it's very case by case, very volume-based, very person by person. But hopefully that steers you in the right direction and gives you some good places to work from. So please let me know if you have any questions and follow up to this one. I appreciate it. Keep those comments coming in the comment section, of course. TeamElitePhysique.com for worldwide prep. Thank you so much. Talk to you next time.